The first thing I remember is the smell. Damp carpet and something else. Something old and metallic, like rusted pipes. I opened my eyes, and the world was just yellow. Endless yellow walls. A sickly, moist-looking wallpaper peeling at the seams. Above me, a grid of fluorescent lights hummed a constant, maddening tune. The buzz was so loud it felt like it was inside my skull. I pushed myself up. The floor was a damp, squishy carpet, the color of old mustard. I was alone. There were no windows, no doors, just openings that led to more identical hallways, more yellow walls, more humming lights. I called out, but my voice just seemed to get swallowed by the oppressive silence between the buzzes. Hello? Is anyone here? The only answer was the faint echo of my own voice, bouncing back from somewhere far down one of the corridors. It sounded distorted wrong. I had no idea how I got here. One moment, I was walking home, the city lights painting the wet pavement. The next, this silent, yellow hell. Panic started to bubble in my chest, a cold, sharp dread. I had to move. I had to find a way out. I picked a direction at random and started walking. Every corner I turned reeled the same scene. The same yellow wallpaper, the same stained carpet, the same buzzing lights. It was a maze with no solution, a repeating pattern designed to break the mind. After what felt like hours, a new sound cut through the monotony of the humming lights. Footsteps, but they weren't mine. They were distant, a slow, deliberate shuffling sound, echoing from somewhere ahead of me. A surge of hope, sharp and painful, shot through me. Hey! Over here, I yelled, my voice cracking. I started to run towards the sound, my own footsteps splashing on the damp carpet. The shuffling sound grew louder, closer. I rounded another corner, my heart pounding in my ears, a desperate grin on my face. The hallway ahead was empty. The sound of footsteps stopped. Silence, just the constant, maddening hum. I stood there, panting, the hope draining away as quickly as it had come. Was I imagining it? Was this place already making me lose my mind? I leaned against a wall, trying to catch my breath, and that's when I noticed it. The wallpaper. It wasn't just peeling. In one section, it was torn, revealing the concrete wall beneath. And on that wall, someone had scratched words with what looked like a fingernail. Don't trust the silence. It listens. A shiver went down my spine. It listens. The words echoed in my head, a cold premonition. I wasn't alone. Whatever was here with me, it was playing a game. I pushed away from the wall and continued my walk, but now with a new kind of fear. It wasn't just the fear of being lost. It was the fear of being found. I walked for what could have been days. I lost all track of time. Hunger and thirst were distant concepts, overshadowed by the overwhelming sense of dread and the soul-crushing sameness of my surroundings. The humming of the lights became the soundtrack to my descent into madness. Sometimes I'd hear the footsteps again, always distant, always leading me to another empty corridor. Sometimes I'd hear faint whispers, too quiet to make out the words, like wind rustling through dead leaves. I started leaving marks on the walls, tearing small pieces of wallpaper to know if I was going in circles. But the marks were never there when I came back around. Or maybe I never came back around. Maybe this place was truly infinite, stretching on forever in every direction. The isolation was a physical weight pressing down on me, squeezing the air from my lungs. I was a ghost in a dead world, a world made of yellow walls and the hum of dying electricity. Then something changed. In one of the rooms, the humming was different. It was lower, accompanied by a faint, rhythmic clicking. And the smell of ozone, like right after a lightning strike, was strong here. My curiosity, a dangerous and stupid thing in a place like this, got the better of me. I followed the sound into a larger room, a vast hall that seemed to stretch into darkness beyond the reach of the lights. In the center of the hall was a single old-fashioned office chair facing away from me. The clicking sound was coming from that direction. My hand trembled as I walked towards it. Every instinct screamed at me to turn back, to run and never stop. But I had to know. I had to see something, anything, other than these empty yellow walls. As I got closer, I saw that the chair wasn't empty. There was a figure sitting in it, slumped over a small desk. They were wearing clothes similar to mine. Hope, that foolish, treacherous feeling, sparked in me again. "Hey," I whispered, my voice hoarse. "Are you okay?" The figure didn't move. The clicking sound continued. It was a rhythmic tapping on the desk. I reached the desk and slowly circled around to face the person. My breath hitched in my throat, and the scream died before it could form. The person in the chair was me, or a version of me. Older, thinner, with hollow eyes and skin as pale as bone. Their hair was long and matted, their fingernails broken and bloody. They were staring blankly at the wall, their hands still tapping that slow, rhythmic beat on the desk. But that wasn't the most horrifying part. The most horrifying part was what they were looking at. The wall in front of them was not blank. It was covered, from floor to ceiling, in tally marks. Thousands upon thousands of them, scratched into the concrete. And below the sea of marks, a single repeated sentence, written over and over again in what looked like dried blood. "The only way out is to stop looking." My doppelganger slowly turned its head, its empty eyes locking onto mine. A slow, cracked smile spread across its face, a terrible, knowing smile. It didn't say a word. It just raised its other hand and pointed. Not at me, not at the walls, but back down the hallway I had just come from. I turned, my entire body shaking, and looked into the endless yellow corridor. And for the first time, from the distant, humming darkness, I heard the sound of footsteps. But this time, they weren't shuffling. They were running straight towards me. The smile on my other self's face grew wider. I was finally found.